Hi guys, welcome to Tarot in the Dark. My name is Tori with the squeaky chair. Don't ask me why this chair is just so squeaky, but anyways, tonight we're going to do our shadow reading for the week. This is going to be for, I think today is like Friday the 6th. Okay, this reading is timeless, but I'm just giving the day because I need to hold myself accountable. So let's kind of dig in. I am hearing, and I was kind of hearing some things before I turned the camera on, just meditating to try to prepare for the reading. And I heard the pressure is off. So something about releasing the valve. There's like pressure that some of us put on ourselves is what Spirit is showing me. There's this pressure. It's a weight that we carry. Maybe something to do with societal norms and things like that. Something in regards to releasing the pressure of just being our true authentic selves. They're showing me like the persona card and the mask card. It definitely feels like an energy of someone who Spirit is just encouraging to be your true authentic self, okay? Like no longer walking in the shadow of others is what I'm hearing. Allowing yourself to be free, allowing yourself to walk in your true authority and in the gifts that your ancestor provided for you. Something like that, okay? Manifesting dreams. This is beautiful, this water spirit. So, let me just speak to this because I'm picking up a few things. I'm hearing that some of you feel like you've been stuck between a rock and a hard place in life, right? Like life has thrown you several curveballs, and that has taken a toll on you. It's almost as if like the joy that I heard the joy of the Lord, but it's almost like the joy that a child has, that childlike joy, ability to laugh and just be free to be themselves, that's been diminished and kind of minimized due to parenting and relationship situations. It's like people have constantly made you feel like it wasn't okay for you to be your silly, goofy, clumsy, funny self. Like there's something that's coming through. Like you've had a hard time in life with being your authentic self, because every time or most times, not every time, but it's like, it feels like someone who has tried to share their ideas with people, or maybe, you're having a conversation with someone and you laugh and they're like, oh, you're weird. Why are you laughing like that? And you're like, oh, like, and at some point, if you've been told like, or chastised or basically shrunk in your communication, then at some point you start to feel like you're not good at communicating. And that's how this feels. Like if somebody is constantly saying, oh, you said juice, when you're trying to say juice, they're like, you said that wrong. Why'd you say that? Then it makes you feel stupid. So then you stop doing it. That's what this energy feels like. It feels to me like, the laughter and the joy that you used to possess as a child, that you used to have, that was you, that was able to be carefree and relax and enjoy just the simple things in life. It seems to me like that's been like kind of robbed from you, if I can be honest. And I'm sorry for that. I can totally relate. There's a sparkle that's gonna shine through. Like there's a sparkle. There's something that's going to happen. Something, Spirit's gonna give you a ram in the bush is what I just heard. So there's something that's gonna take place, and it's gonna reignite that childlike energy within you. This could be some passion project. This could be a partner. This could be a friendship. This could be a family member. Someone is gonna remind you of the joys that you had in childhood, and they're going to allow you and support you in being free to express your true and authentic self. There's a treasure within you is what I'm hearing too. There's a treasure within you that I think has been trapped in some type of murky like waters. Like I'm seeing the lotus being trapped in a murky water. Like this beauty that you naturally possess, this grace, there's an elegance to you. There's some type of royalty to you that you're unaware of, that you're unfamiliar with, and it's because you've shunned yourself and you've allowed yourself to shrink and play small because of those around you making you feel stupid. But it's as if they've tried to make you feel this way, like intentionally, because I'm seeing like a what's it called? Like I'm being shown like a little demon, basically like a little devil that, you know, constantly tells you that you're not good enough, that you're not deserving, that there's nothing special about you, that you're just like everybody else. There's nothing unique about you that would make you receive these amazing things. It's that type of energy. It's like this really feels to me like someone who shared their dreams with someone when they were younger, or used to maybe dream a lot when you were younger. And it's like someone just told you, no, 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 no. What I'm hearing is your dreams have been on hold until now. Okay, that's that light, that spark that spirit was just showing me. Your dreams have been on hold until now. There's something that's lifting. It's like the veil has been removed off of your like gifts. So it's almost as if like how spirit is showing me is there's like a container, there's like a little box, right? And all of your gifts are inside of this box, but the box has been locked away and stored away for now. And the gifts couldn't come out until you recognize the gift that you were. And so if you're currently in the process of feeling like you've constantly been dimmed, like people have constantly tried to put your light out, if you feel like people have constantly, you know, had a problem with you, just didn't like you for no reason, or tried to make you out to be the bad guy just because they thought you were like a goody two shoes or a perfect patty or something like that. If you felt that way and you've kind of hidden yourself away, okay, I'm seeing the Hermit, like if you've hidden yourself away or removed yourself from being the main person to be seen, then you now are going to be exposed. Your time to shine and your time to be seen is now. Now, when I say that, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be famous. For some of you, you could be. But it doesn't mean that you're going to be famous like on TV, on Instagram or whatever. But what it means is that you're no longer going to be hidden behind people who have tried to block you. Because I'm seeing roadblocks. Like these people were roadblocks to keep you from manifesting your dreams and reaching your destiny. And it's because your destiny has something to do with supporting and assisting others in seeing the beauty that they are. The turmoil, the trials, the tribulations, the chaotic times, the times when you felt alone, the times when you cried by yourself, the times when you felt as if no one was there for you, the times when you wanted to take yourself out, the times when you sat in the room wondering when was God going to come through, that's changing. He's coming through for you. Spirit is coming through for you. He's coming through for you. And it's almost as if he's showing me that you've been wrapped around with protective roses that have had thorns on them so that people could get close to you. They might poke you and prod you a little bit, but they would never cause any damage to you. They would only cause damage to themselves. So it's almost as if everything that has been thrown against you gets deflected and reverted back to, like a ricochet, back to that person. And it's because there's something special about you. And this does not mean, like the Spirit is telling me to clarify this and to emphasize this. Excuse me. It doesn't mean that you have some type of special, unique gift that nobody else has. It means that the way that you operate in your gifts, the energy that you possess, your aura, the beauty of you as an individual is something unique that no one else has. And it's time to accept and embrace that. Because I think you're the type of person, from the energy that I'm picking up on, you'll encourage everybody else because you know what it feels like to not be seen. So you'll go out of your way to make sure everybody else feels good about themselves, but then you're the one sitting back like, who's going to do that for me? You feel like you're not seen. And it's time for that to change. It's time for, Spirit is saying that's going to change. It's time for this, whatever this inner child shadow, wound is, it's time for it to be healed. And it's time for it to be resolved. Ooh. Excuse me. Whew, sorry guys, it was like something tried to take my breath. Some of you could have had nightmares when you were a child, even as an adult, where you would try to say something and you couldn't. In particular, some of you could have tried to say Jesus during your dreams and you couldn't. You felt like something was clogging up your throat chakra or preventing you from being able to communicate and talk. And that has a lot to do with this reading in particular, because something to do with your dream has something to do with your voice. Your desires, the things that you really want, have something to do with your voice and your voice being used. I'm not sure if you sing, if you write poetry. I'm hearing like opera. But something about your voice. Like I'm hearing somebody like singing in the shower and wishing that they could go and like sing to the world and they just can't. Or they feel like they haven't been able to. This is like, Spirit is showing me community. So I'm seeing that this quest that you've been on, this journey of life, which has thrown many curveballs your way. I'm seeing like snow falling on someone and hitting them hard, like knocking them down. You've been knocked down several times. But this journey, this quest, the experiences that you've had in life were to bring you to this exact moment. Something about a stag and leadership. There's a leadership role that you're meant to play in this life. And I'm seeing lots of brown, like I'm seeing like grounding. So it could have something to do with some type of energy healing or with healing or with like root work or something like that I'm seeing. It feels very much earthly. You could be an earth sign. You could have earth in your chart somewhere. But I'm hearing something about uprooting something. Like you're meant to uproot something, help people to uproot something. I don't know exactly what, but you may know. This quest has been intentional, and they're showing me Frozen, I think Frozen 2, where she goes into the unknown, you know, where you feel this calling, like you feel something like tugging on you and you're like, please, like, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? And it's Spirit calling you to your true and authentic self. And that is the beauty of you. The beauty of you is accepting that you already belong, that you have been belonging. This belonging card is about embracing and accepting, and I'll read the guidebook because I probably should do that. But it's about accepting and embracing yourself and who you are, truly and authentically. When we meet ourselves, this is what Spirit is saying right now, when we meet ourselves, our true selves, then that's when we can draw in things. So you may be trying to manifest a partnership because that is coming through strongly. I'm seeing the Lovers card, the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands. You could be trying to draw in a very strong soulmate connection. And it's like you had to go through this journey to be able to create this belonging within yourself. Because it's like how Spirit is showing me this. This is like one individual. This is the same individual, but they're at different frequencies. They're at different phases. And maybe because it feels like because you have sat in a state and a desire of wanting to belong, you've had these constant like up and downs within yourself. I'm seeing someone's energy go from like high to low, where you're happy 1 minute and then like 5 minutes later or 2 minutes later, a minute later, you're just sad and like you don't know why. And I think it's because you haven't seen that this was like an intentional journey. Sometimes when we go through things, oftentimes we can feel like God is punishing us. Like, why am I going through this? What's going on? What did I do to deserve this, right? It's like I'm watching everything around me, you know, like, and everyone around me get what they desire in life, right? You could see people getting married, or you could see people who look like they have healthy relationships, and you're like, God, when is it my turn? When is it my opportunity? But your journey seems to be one that has been longer than, I don't want to say like longer like that, but it seems like it's taken you a little bit longer to get to this place of, you know, really accepting and embracing the beauty that you are within. Than maybe some others, right? So for example, someone could have, you know, discovered how beautiful they are, and you could meet a 20-year-old and they're like super confident, and you could be 50 years old and you're like, wait a second, I don't even understand like what it feels like to actually accept and embrace myself. And Spirit is bringing that to my attention because he wants me to remind you that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. This beauty card is a 7 energy. Those are pauses for me. Those are times to stop and to contemplate and to plant seeds based on what it is that you truly desire. Like, think about the 7 of Pentacles energy. The 7 of Pentacles energy is planting seeds that you know are going to grow into the desires of your heart. And I just happened to be talking to my mom and my sister earlier about, you know, being cautious as to what we actually think about. And that's what's coming through right now is like, we don't understand that our thoughts can manifest negative things just as well as positive things. And there's an ask of Spirit for all of us to be attentive and mindful of where our thoughts wander. Because we're not going to just manifest the good things that come across our minds. We can manifest the things that we don't want, which we would call negative things that come across our mind. So that's being brought to my attention with this reading. And like I said, I was just talking to my family about that earlier. We have to be very cautious and careful as to the thoughts that we allow to wander. Now, of course, you can't control a thought if it pops in your mind. But as soon as it pops in your mind, replace it with something positive. That will not happen. I thank you that all situations work out for my highest and best good. All right, so I'm going to keep this quest card here because I want to look at it. I want to just keep it here because I think there's more messages coming through, because I'm seeing like a tunneled vision. And I think Spirit is saying right now that Spirit is suggesting that you keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, keep your focus on the light that you have within you, the joy, the beauty, the satisfaction. Like, pour into yourself by feeding yourself the attention that you would maybe typically or in the past have gotten from somebody else. This is about going within. Even this belonging card, this is about you. I am seeing this as twofold, so I will share with you at some point the other part, which is a partner that I do see coming in for you. But I think there has to be I know. Thank you, Spirit. He's like, no, you know. There has to be a belonging of and with the self first before you can bring someone else in. Because you need to be able to lift up your own spirits. Also, another part of this that Spirit is showing me right now is that there's a reminder in this for us to not think that belonging is with someone else, right? Like, not thinking that someone else is going to come in and make us happy or save us or protect us or guard us. And this is a true test of whether or not you really are where you think you are, or what you're saying you are. Because oftentimes we can kind of get beside ourselves and start thinking that we're like, oh, like I don't need anybody. But the reality of it is when you sit by yourself, can you actually sit by yourself? Can you sit with yourself without judgment, without condemnation, without beating yourself up about a mistake? Can you sit with yourself and say, wow, look at how far you've come, girl. Like, dang, you've done an amazing job. I'm proud of you. Can you sit with yourself and say, you know what? I'm sad right now, but let me pick my own spirits up without calling a friend or a family member or mom or dad or brother, sister-in-law, baby cousin Tracy, right? Can you sit with yourself and say, you know what? I don't want to talk to anybody who's romantically interested in me, if they're not coming with everything that I want. Because sometimes we can entertain people just for the sake of entertaining them, but is that actually what's best for our highest good? Because energetically, you're still offering something to that individual. So it's a lot's coming through here. I'm listening to and taking notes for myself. I always say when I do these shadow readings, I'm like, these are never for you guys. You're literally watching me do like a personal reading, and I'm just sharing it with you because I always take away so much. I'm always amazed at how spirit like will show his face and just like reveal all of these amazing things to us and help, to be able to paint a picture, to clearly understand how to get to like the root of these things to pull them up. Okay, so let's read the belonging. I'm going to put it here in case you want to take a picture. Let me make sure you can see. Let me stop moving. Okay, belonging. It is in our nature to crave belonging. To thrive, we need to be seen and to be loved by ourselves and by others. Some of the biggest obstacles to our growth and healing are inner child wounds. When our wounds are untended, we unconsciously sabotage our relationships with others and have trouble connecting with our authentic feelings. Inside each of us is a vibrant and whole self waiting to be accessed. The path to embodying this self is through a deep, trusting relationship with your inner child, especially with the innocent, playful, and trusting child. Before they knew pain, trauma, and disappointment. In our adult lives, we shut down when the little one inside is afraid of being rejected again, afraid to ask for help, fearing nobody will be there. In a relationship, the worst fights are ones in which the wounded inner young parts are active and battling for their needs to be met. Meeting the needs of our inner child allows us to relate to others from our adult self instead of from the unmet needs of the child. Wow, this is freaking amazing. As long as we haven't reparented ourselves, we will expect our partner to offer us the love and support we did not receive from our parents, an impossible task for anyone. This card invites you to notice where your inner child might be striving to meet unmet needs from childhood in your current relationships. Wow. This is so awesome. I love how spirit will just confirm things. Like we literally were talking about this manifesting dreams, water spirit energy being about going back to finding some type of joy and being able to play. And now how I'm seeing this is as if it's a mirror. Look at this is like the older you, the younger you, not older, I'm saying the younger you, the old version of you. When you were a child, you were able to play. No one chastised you. No one told you you needed to be perfect. No one made you feel like you did everything wrong, right? And now this is the older you, the now you. And this version of you is sitting stuck. Instead of playing in the water, you're sitting on the sidelines because you're not sure that you're welcomed into the water, if that makes sense. I want to read a line again because this really stood out to me here. Let me just get back to it. Okay. In our adult lives, we shut down when the little one inside is afraid of being rejected again, afraid to ask for help, and fearing nobody will be there. Meeting the needs of our inner child allows us to relate to others from our adult self instead of from the unmet needs of the child. Okay, so there's something there that we need to focus on during this reading. Meeting the needs of our inner child allows us to relate to others from our adult self instead of from the unmet needs of the child. I'm going to save this here so that I keep it close to view it. But that has to do with, so what Spirit is showing me is that when we need to belong, we talked about this a little bit, so I don't want to beat a dead horse because I feel like I already said this. I feel like, so first of all, I don't know what I said because Spirit just speaks through me, but I feel like I already said this. I already said something, like he told me something along the lines of expecting other people to do things for us, or I don't know, maybe I was just reading that, but it feels to me like Spirit is highly suggesting that we learn to meet our own needs, and in return, that allows us to be an adult when we speak to others, because we're not expecting them to come in and to solve or save us. Because there's something about saving that like I keep hearing, like a savior complex or something like that, like wanting somebody to come in and to save or support or help to resolve something that should have been resolved as an inner child. I'm going to look into that a little further, but there's something along those lines. What is this about? I want to just get, Sagittarian energy with the Explorer there. I love that. That's awesome, because that's exactly what this is about too, is exploring your inner child. Because this feels to me like some of us, daily routine. See, this has to do with this. Okay. So I think some of us have been so caught up and like busy with just living our lives that we forget to check in with our inner child. So what I'm hearing right now is like a best practice is to daily, sorry guys, whenever I'm like channeling, my nose and stuff starts running, but I'm hearing that it's a good practice to daily check in with your inner child and to see how that inner child is doing. So let's go here first, because this is drawing my attention. The energy is gaining momentum with the waxing moon. So I do see that Spirit is trying to take you to higher like heights. And there's something about the information being like partially illuminated to you, but not fully illuminated to you. And I think because there's some reliance on self here still is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that you're still holding back. And that's where this surrender to the divine comes in with the full moon. We do have a full moon in Sag on the 11th coming up, guys. So beware of that. During the full moon, you can basically like release anything that has been holding you back. So I would suggest highly like doing some type of like sit down. You can write down all of your fears around like abandonment wounds, fears around rejection, your like the lies that were told to you when you were younger, and do this like on the full moon on the 11th. And then you can take the paper that you wrote all these fears, rejections on. Anytime you felt rejected by someone, write that down. Anytime your parents told you that your ideas were stupid, that was dumb, nobody's going to believe you, why would you want to be that? Why would you want to do that? Like write that stuff down on a piece of paper and then burn it afterwards. Burn it with the intention that, safely burn it, please. Safely burn it. Don't burn your house or anything else. Make sure you're safe and you have water close by wherever you're trying to burn it. But write those things down in order to release them. There's something about your daily practices that are not in alignment with keeping up with your inner child and allowing that inner child to play. So this is typical, right? Most of us work regular jobs. We have children. We have husbands, wives, families, sick parents, people to tend to, right? So most of us don't have time to tend to ourselves, but there's some type of a routine or practice that you're going, and Spirit is emphasizing this, you're going to have to put it into play in order for your inner child to maintain balance. And I'm being shown this here, this boundary card. Now this is yin and yang energy. Okay, so what happens is whenever we're out of balance, whenever we're not operating with our boundaries in place, boundaries as in I'm important, I see the beauty of who I am, but if I don't allow myself space to be able to rejuvenate and replenish, then I'm going to get caught up in murky waters, okay? I'm going to become suffocated. If you don't allow yourself time, if you don't take it, and I know, guys, I'm going to start doing this too, because I told you these messages are for me too, just as much as they're for you. But it's very easy to not put yourself first when you're so concerned about everybody else. Now, I have met people who are like, oh, please, this is easy peasy for me. But I don't feel that way, especially if you're an empath, if you are a service provider of any sort. If you provide any type of service to the community and its members, you automatically are drained, right? So it's hard to stop and say, hey, you know what? I need to pour into myself. But for me, when I get done with this reading, I'm going to go take a bath. And I'm like ready to go to sleep even right now. I'm going to go and I'm going to take a bath when I get done. And I'm going to just sit with myself because I deserve that bath. I deserve that bath. I worked today. I went walking. I went to the store. I deserve that bath. And that's a part of my way of pouring back into myself. Today when I went to the store, I bought myself a dozen roses. I was like, oh my God, these flowers are beautiful. I was telling myself for a few days, I'm like, you need flowers. You need to buy yourself flowers. Buy yourself flowers. And I bought myself flowers, and my flowers are beautiful. I love them. So take the time to do things for yourself. Things that other people may typically do. When I was married, you know, my ex, he would buy me flowers all the time. So when I separated, I said, I'll buy myself flowers. And it wasn't like being smart or anything like that. It's like, I could buy myself flowers, and I buy myself flowers. I try to keep flowers in my place because I love them. And so finding little things that you enjoy, that's what this 6th house energy here is with Virgo. This is about your habits, the things that you do daily, how you take care of yourself. Okay, so these are the things that your responsibilities of yourself. So let's get everyone out of here and just look at ourselves. Nobody else is involved in this reading. Yes, other people have absolutely done things to you, but let's get rid of the fact that they play a role in it. Okay, let's remove their role in our lives and let's take ownership of what we can control. What we can control, what we can do is we can realign ourselves to a state of belonging. Like I'm thinking of the word homeostasis, which is your body's natural state of being at peace and harmony. So we can put ourselves back in a homeostatic state by simply tending to ourselves. There's a major emphasis on doing this daily because there's something, and I think what Spirit is showing me is that there's a connection that you've been trying to manifest, someone you desire in your life, a partnership. It doesn't have to be a particular person, but there's a partnership that you desire in your life. You desire to feel at home in this connection. I'm seeing like the 6 of Cups and stuff, right? I told you earlier, I saw the Lovers, the 2 of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. You want this partnership, this divine counterpart. Now, Spirit is going to give it to you because you're manifesting your dreams. You've been putting in the work. That's why you're this lotus that has blossomed and you're not in murky water. But you will easily fall into murky water if you don't maintain your boundaries. And what this boundary card is about keeping that yin and yang, putting everything into perspective, everything in balance, everything in moderation, not overdoing anything. If you water a plant, it will die from too much water if you overwater it, right? And if you underwater it, it will also die. There has to be a balance. And so Spirit is just asking you to find the balance in your life right now, because I think that this relationship is going to come unexpectedly. It seems like it's hidden from you in the moment, but when it comes, it's going to come in like this comet, right? This is unexpected. This is a significant event. And this is a wild card, okay? Something that you're not necessarily anticipating. Even if you have a sixth sense that something is coming in, you don't expect it to hit you like this, because it feels to me like these are feelings that you may not have had before. So as this situation comes in, there's an ask that you put your life into perspective, that you create balance within yourself. And you know what? I'm actually recording this video on, I think today is the, today Venus is in Taurus. Today Venus moved into its home of Taurus, right? So there's lots of opportunities for love connections to come into play. So that makes sense why Spirit is showing it to me this way. But if you don't have this boundary of being able to create that yin and yang, you know, energy between yourself, you're going to find yourself overdoing, like your previous relationships, feeling burnt out, feeling taken for granted of, and it's going to be because of you. Because you've been given the opportunity to balance this out. But it's gonna require you being proactive. Okay, you're gonna have to be proactive in regards to maintaining that balance. And that's a big, big deal. Like I'm seeing, like you may need to get involved in something creatively. I don't know if you have like passion projects, if you like cooking, cleaning, if you like coloring, painting, if you like singing, dancing, doing some type of arts. But there's an ask that you re-engage yourself in the things that you love and that you don't lose sight of them, because you could easily find yourself engulfed in this other party. And Spirit is saying that you're only giving part of yourself up to Spirit and surrendering only part of you, because you're resistant to not having control over things. But you're in order for you to come into alignment and to retrieve the things that you desire, you're going to have to balance that out by being able to see yourself in the situation clearly. Okay? I heard transformation of doing nothing. Spirit ain't messing around, y'all. Let me put this card right here. He don't be playing with us sometimes. Like, dang. Sorry. He said this is a realignment, a death and a rebirth of doing nothing. You can no longer do nothing and get away with it, is what Spirit is saying. Yeah, because you know better. That's why. Look at this. You know better. You're okay. Hold on, let me just get this last card. All right, clearly you want to be it. Okay, guys. So let me tell you what the cards are, and then I'll dig into what Spirit is showing. So first of all, he's saying you know better, and when you know better, you have to do better. So that's the first thing that Spirit is saying. You know better, and when you know better, you have to do better. So this is death. This is the Four of Swords. The spires are swords. So Four of Spires, Four of Swords, Six of Cups. The tides are the cups. The Queen of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, stones are pentacles, and the High Priestess. This is very interesting to me that we begin and end with major arcanas. But the interesting thing is that the end is actually the beginning. You see that? Death is the end. After death, then we have the world, and then we have the High Priestess here. So the end, death, is actually the beginning. So you'll what Spirit is saying in that is that when you die to yourself, die to the old self, allow the old self to be diminished. That's all that means, is to allow the old self to just dissipate, because it's kind of like a dwindling away, right? The old self has been trying to dwindle away, but you've been holding on to it. And you've been holding on to it because you're afraid of what the new self will be like. The new self is the high priestess here who knows. The new self is this Queen of Cups energy who is able to put in the work by trusting her intuition. She trusts her gut. She nurtures herself and she nurtures others. And the Three of Pentacles in the middle here is just showing that you're fully aware of what needs to be done because you have wisdom, insight, and you're more than capable with this Queen of Cups. There's a tenacity to you. There's something about you that is able to just conquer and overcome. They're showing me the lighthouse. You lead the way for people. So you know the answers. But you've been holding back out of fear. Fear from that child. That little child within has been holding you back by being unwilling to fly free due to fear. This is all fear-based right here. And the Nine of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. Look, with the Seven of Swords, I can't stand the Seven of Swords most of the time. But look at this, the Nine of Swords, Seven of Swords. It's because there's a fear of the light. You've been in the dark for so long, you're afraid of the light. And this is self-sabotage at its finest, if I can be honest with you. This is self-inflicting wounds based on, with the Six of Cups here, past experiences. And fear of being vulnerable, fear of exposing yourself to others and potentially being rejected. And I'm hearing do it afraid. So Joyce Meyer is like a Christian minister, evangelist, and she always says do it afraid. And that's what I just heard loud and clear. There's an ask for you to do it afraid. If you trust yourself and your connection to the divine, you will not fail. And Spirit is laying this out as clear as day. You absolutely are connected. You are 3,000% plugged into Source. 3,000%. But sitting back and doing nothing, this is a refusal to do something. Okay, so Spirit is giving you specific instructions. Basically, Spirit is saying, I need you to daily pour into yourself. Find something you can do every single day to pour into yourself. Give yourself that sense of belonging. Find a quest, a journey, some type of an adventure to go on every single day. But do something that a child would do every single day, whether it be just laughing at, birds flying. It doesn't have to be like a super crazy task, right? Like, you could go outside and just not have headphones in and just listen. Or maybe dance while you're outside, or dance in your living room, right? Dance in the stall at the bathroom at work. Spirit's just saying, do something that does not involve you working so diligently on trying to perform. That's what he's saying. Like he's saying, stop. You don't need to perform. He wants you to be free. He's trying to give you that sense of belonging that allows you to be free in life. But he needs you to stop trying to control and only showing a part of yourself. Instead, Spirit is saying, show the whole you. The world needs to see the whole you, is what I heard. And right now I just turned 10 o'clock. It's 1000. This is about ending the old and allowing the new to come in. You have two cards here about manifesting your dreams and about having faith in those dreams. I'm so sorry, guys, my nose. And your dreams want you to fly free. Your dreams want to be given to you. Spirit wants to give you your dreams. And the ask in order to get to those dreams is for you to simply allow yourself to be free, to rest and stop working to prove something. Stop working to be something. Stop working so hard to do something. Spirit's not saying by any means quit your job, don't work. He's not even suggesting that at all. He's just saying that you have to find time for you. If you don't find time for you, you're going to lose you again, is what I heard. So for some of you, you've been down this road already. And Spirit saying, I don't want you to lose you again, so I need you to be wise. I need you to make wise decisions to protect yourself from losing yourself. And I do believe that this is because whatever it is that you want to manifest has the potential to take you away from yourself. You have the ability to lose yourself in your manifestations and forgetting what you really, really, really want. Okay, I'm going to take one more card. We're going to get a card of advice from the Earth Wisdom deck. And then we will carry on. Can I have just one card, please? And then we'll end this reading, guys. Okay. Wow. Rest. I love that. Look, joy. See, Spirit is trying to restore to you joy. Joy in the simple things. Look at this. Isn't this peaceful? This is peaceful. Look, this, I love this. You guys, I'm an intuitive reader, so I'm going to tell you what I intuitively pick up, and then we'll read the guidebook on this one. But what I'm picking up on this immediately is rest, like allowing your heart to rest, your heart to be at peace. There's a lot of green heart chakra energy here. So it feels to me like your heart has been heavy, like, and burdened. And this does feel like it's been overwhelming for you for a very long time. It feels like a very heavy burden because I feel a lot of pressure and heaviness in my heart chakra right now. This has been heavy for you, and it's familial. They're showing me that as like a tree of life. This is familial trauma, ancestral trauma that is needing to be resolved and healed. And I think that it's made you restless, and you've had no rest. But the only way to, and I'm hearing this, the only way to regain your rest is to step into your true and authentic self. There's something about authenticity and being yourself loud and proud. Loud and proud. Something about that is going to change the ancestral lineage. Okay, so chamomile allows relaxation, replenishes the body and spirit, and promotes sleep. Jade brings good fortune. When we are exhausted and worn out, nothing seems to go right. Bad luck and clumsiness haunt our steps. Make sure you honor the needs of your body, mind, and spirit by allowing for ample rest. You will be surprised how differently things look after a good night's sleep, and will find that good fortune is so much easier to find. I value the gift of sleep, which provides rest for the body and mind and opportunities for the spirit. I make sufficient time for sleep. Wow, that's awesome. Because if you don't feel like you have a place to belong, that's the root chakra, right? That's the base, the bottom. So that's your ability to feel stable and secure and safe. And if you don't feel like you belong, you have no stability, because where do you land when you don't belong? You don't have anywhere to land. So Spirit is just offering to you today the opportunity to find your home within yourself, with Him. You, Spirit, God, find your home with Spirit. And when you connect to the true source, which is Him, then you can find rest. Okay, I'm hearing a Bible verse. Come to me, all ye who are heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. I'm saying it wrong, y'all. I be messing up scriptures when I need to say them out loud. In my head, I can hear it right, and then I say it out loud, and I'm like, I don't know what the heck I said. But come to me, all ye who are laden and heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. Basically, Jesus is saying, come to Him and He will give you rest. Okay, so there is peace, there is rest, there is joy found in God. But it's going to require that you show your full self to Spirit, right? Surrender to the divine. When you surrender, ask for help is what I'm hearing, then you'll recognize that your light will become brighter because you're fully aware that you were not meant to do this on your own, and that support is always around, just waiting to dive in and assist you. This goes back to that Nine of Swords too, where there's restlessness, anxiety, and sleepless nights. Alrighty, guys. Do your best at trying to take control over your life as far as, like, you know, owning your part in which you can do. Be intentional. This is taking control over your life. Being intentional about creating that balance within yourself every day, so that when your manifestations come in, you don't lose yourself again. Remember, Spirit said that. So you don't lose yourself again in something else or someone else. Okay, there's something very beautiful and divine about you. There's something very unique, and there's something very gifted. And it feels like a very soft, vibrant, eclectic, yet graceful energy. So just allow yourself to be who you are in authenticity. In authenticity, not in authenticity, not the negative. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I hope that this resonates. Thank you so much. If you're here still, drop a green heart in the comments for me, and if you wouldn't mind, like and subscribe. I will see you back next week. Thank you again so much for watching this. I'm sure this is a long video. Have a good night. Bye.